The time for silence is over. But first, we'll deal with the Lou Dobbs bit. Okay, so this is how it starts out.
Breaking news now, and just the news editor-in-chief John Solomon reporting President Trump has declassified major Obamagate documents. The president's sweeping order includes everything from dossier author, former MI6 agent Christopher Steele, and debriefing reports from Stephen Halper's role as FBI spy. The documents are expected to be released to the public as early as tomorrow or perhaps Monday. Joining us now is John Solomon, and he is also a great American and best-selling author. Good to have you with us, John. I want to turn to what we just reported here about 10 minutes ago, and that is that there is evidence that a left-wing activist was, in point of fact, an agitator in that mob that assailed the Capitol. I understand that you have reporting on this as well. Tell us what you will, please.
Yes, there is a new FBI affidavit filed in court today in which an FBI agent says John Sullivan of Utah, a liberal anarchist, liberal activist, was participating in the rally. He has been out there saying, listen, I was filming it as a journalist. I was there inside the Capitol as a journalist. The FBI says that is not true. He was participating in the acts, according to the FBI. He was encouraging people to light things on fire. He was encouraging people to take things. And the FBI recommends in their affidavit that he be charged with federal crimes. This is the first known person that the FBI has confirmed, a liberal activist, not a Trump activist, a liberal activist engaged in criminality inside the Capitol as part of last Wednesday's riots.
Okay, so notice there's a bunch of documents that are going to be released, according to Trump. Maybe as soon as tomorrow. Again, remember this took place on Thursday, or at least it was sent to me on Thursday. But maybe as late as Monday. As of right now, I have not been able to find anything. There's no updates that I've been able to find from Lou Dobbs' network. There's no documents that have been dropped and released and analyzed yet. So we're stuck with nothing. The rest of that, about the left-wing anarchist, we'll dive into in the next segment, because there's another gentleman who goes a lot more in depth into the left-wing anarchist in the Capitol. But everything Lou Dobbs said about this is going to prove this and this is going to provide that, the documents haven't been released yet. It's pure speculation. It's pure conjecture. The man hasn't seen the stuff. Now, the gentleman he's talking to goes on to admit that.
Let's turn to the issue at hand, and that is the most important matter, I think, here tonight, and that is the president declassifying these documents on Obamagate, the spying conspiracy and plot, and the actual effort to overthrow this president. As a result, we now know that there are documents that exist that support the president and make liars out of so many who claimed that there was no spying, there was no effort to do exactly what they did.
You are 100% right. I can confirm. We were talking last night. Will the president deliver on this? One of the last remaining promises. He has delivered in a big way. More than a foot-high stack of documents he has authorized, released by the FBI and the Justice Department. These are the things that the FBI has tried to keep from the public for 4 years. They have amazing big picture revelations. And let's start with, I think, the most important one. Christopher Steele, in his debriefings with the FBI after he was fired for leaking, he told the FBI, the reason I leaked is because I needed to help Hillary Clinton cover up her email problem. So I leaked to turn the attention to Donald Trump. The Russia collusion narrative was invented to protect Hillary Clinton from ongoing revelations about her email scandal. It was a political dirty trick, and that was Christopher Steele's own words. People tomorrow, I believe, will get to see his words. I've been reporting on this privately. I haven't seen the declassified documents yet,
Yep.
but
I haven't seen the declassified documents yet. People tomorrow will be reporting on this. But you can believe me, it's going to say all this other bullshit I just rambled off. I haven't seen it. I don't know. I haven't been able to read it. It won't be out till tomorrow. Apparently, it's not even out tomorrow because that was Friday. But believe you me, it's going to show that the Democrats did this illegal stuff and they illegally spied on Trump's campaign and all this. And it's going to exonerate Trump. And I believe all of this without seeing it. Barbara, I'll address your question here in just a minute. This is not reality. You are way ahead of the evidence. You are supposed to follow evidence to a conclusion, not have a conclusion and then just say the evidence is going to support you before you even see it. Watergate didn't become Watergate until it had evidence. They didn't pick the name of a random place and then decide to pin a bunch of stuff on Nixon without bothering to see the evidence, which is what these two guys are doing. Two guys who are on a news show, a show that represents itself as news. This is all opinion, conjecture, and wishful thinking. Even if it comes out that there was some stuff that was done illegally, they can't know that when they said this. They're premature.
I'm telling you that my reporting, I know that's in the document. Similarly, Stefan Halper, the other informant, remember he's the guy that recorded Papadopoulos and Carter Page.
Right.
In his tasking orders, when the FBI is tasking him, my sources tell me from weeks and months of reporting on this, that he was told to spy on the Trump campaign. In fact, he was given a cover. Try to pretend you might want to get involved and get hired by the Trump campaign and then start talking to people and pump them from information. In anyone's book, that is spying. Remember, James Comey said it wasn't spying. The Democrats called it wasn't spying. This document, when it's released tomorrow or Monday, will blow out of the water any idea other than the FBI was spying on the Trump campaign.
This document, when it is released tomorrow, so again, guy hasn't seen it, but he's already drawn the conclusion about what it's going to say. And if it doesn't, you'll never hear from him again. If it does, oh, hey guys, look, I got it right. And to me, that sounds like an undercover investigation. He even said he had cover as a Trump supporter, pretending to try to get a job. Well, if you've got a valid report to go investigate an organization, seems like a normal thing the FBI would do is send in an undercover agent to see if there's more to the report, to see if the report is valid. And then Lou Dobbs' conclusion, again, without seeing any of this actual information, any of these actual documents, any of this stuff that's supposed to be released, but has not as of now.
Absolutely. And history, as the radical Dems wanted it to be written, even by their fellow travelers, it has just exploded. The truth is about to be presented to the American people, and when it is,
that is true.
There will be quite a different view of a number of actors who worked against the interest of the nation and this president for over 4 years.
He knows all of this somehow without seeing one single sheet of paper and all of this information that's coming, but he knows it's going to support him. This is not reporting. This is propaganda. These are lies. And like I said, if he's right, he'll parade it around. See, I got it. But you can't know that he's right now. And if he's wrong, you'll never hear about it again. This is nonsense. This is making up your mind to support your team before you ever look at the evidence. And this is where me and my Trump supporter viewers constantly differ. I want to see the proof before I make up my mind. I might say, hey, that sounds fishy. Or, hey, maybe we should look into that more. Or, I don't know what I think about that. Let me find out. Or, hey, what you're saying doesn't make any sense to me. That's not what Fox News just did. Fox News just got on the screen and said this is going to rewrite history and show how the Democrats are evil. All without seeing a single shred of evidence. This is an example of what having a narrative is that you're trying to push, about deciding what you want the story to be before you ever see any of the evidence, before you ever see any of the proof. This is creating a story out of whole cloth. This is writing a myth and then hoping that it comes out your way. This is dishonesty, and this should be covered by the fairness doctrine, which we need to desperately reinstate so we can get that regulated. If you can't prove it as true, which there's no way in hell you could prove it as true since none of the documents have been released, then you shouldn't be able to represent yourself as news, because you're not. Join me every Sunday afternoon for a new show where common citizens, you and I together, discuss with each other issues of today, where we demand proof and evidence is required, where we seek the truth and will not be silent. Join me this coming Sunday afternoon and take part in America's oldest and most honored tradition.